Let's begin from the beginning. So this is the wrap up for Wednesday, October 21st. We have a bit less volatility in markets recently, but things could certainly explode with two important things that are happening today and tomorrow from central banks. Looking to the past, we had mixed housing data in the United States that left us sort of looking for direction, but we did have moves in New Zealand. Milk prices fell 3.1%. That's the first fall after four consecutive rises, first fall in 2 months, and that hurt the New Zealand dollar. We're also seeing the Australian dollar on fresh worries about China falling as well. So these antipodian currencies are on the move, and the move is to the downside. Japan posted a trade deficit larger than expected, and this hurt the yen just a bit. So dollar yen is moving higher, but it's moving higher exactly to the level it loves most, 120. On our agenda today, we had public sector net borrowing from the UK. It came out a bit better than expected, had no impact. And today is Canada Day in terms of, not in terms of political terms, but in terms of markets. We have at 2 GMT, the decision of the Bank of Canada. Many analysts expect the Bank of Canada to be more optimistic, to keep its tools in the shed, even though Canada is officially in a recession, a shallow recession at the moment. At 2:30, we have GMT, we have crude oil inventories, and it's expected to rise a lot. It could be, the Canadian dollar could fall on that. And then we have the press conference by the Bank of Canada's governor. He will be asked political questions and will probably ignore them. But let's see if he slips something interesting. At 5 GMT, we have another Canadian, Mark Carney of the Bank of Canada talking. And then 5:30, Jerome Powell of the FOMC and a day of the RBA. So lots of talk from central banks and less indicators. But we do have indicators during the night before the show tomorrow. Australia's NAB business confidence and Spanish unemployment rate. Hopefully it'll continue falling. It's also important politically towards the elections on December 20th. Looking at currency charts, we see clear movements in Aussie dollar against the Australian dollar against the US dollar. We're seeing it fall out of range, out of the triangle, hitting support just above 72. 72.80 is resistance, followed by 74 on the downside. Below 72, we have 71 and 70.40. New Zealand dollar, also a currency on the move. It broke below support at 67.40. We can see a very clear break also here. Both currencies are relatively well behaved technically. So we've seen it dip under 67, still no break, further support at 66, resistance, high resistance at 69. Other currency pairs are a bit stuck. Euro dollar, waiting for the ECB tomorrow, the big event. Will Draghi hint about rate cut? About more QE? Yes or no? Is it priced in? Probably priced in. We'll talk about that in detail tomorrow. So come to the show tomorrow, of course. Pound dollar also stuck in range between 154 and 155, a bit lower now. And dollar yen loving its 120 level. Dollar CAD sticking also to 130 before the big events later today. So that's what's going on in markets. Lots of tension towards for the Canadian dollar. We're talking about today's BOC decision. And for the euro and the wider markets, of course, the ECB decision is the big event of the week.